Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, here with my lovely co-host, Phil. How are you this evening, Phil?
Woo! I'm doing good. I like this. We're doing this a little late tonight. It's good.
Like nighttime tea. It's a nightcap, you know?
Red Shoe Diaries on Showcase. Dark.
Scandalous. I wasn't allowed to watch that. Well, if this is your first up on Reality Realness, well, then welcome. We are definitely very excited to have you. And oh my God, please subscribe right down over there. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. Please join us in the chat to talk about this episode being RuPaul's Drag Race. Not All-Star, UK season 2, episode 2. I've been saying All-Star all day, but I'm like, I think it's because they're all stars. Like, they all really shine to me. And I don't know all of their names yet, but like, I think after this episode, I'll probably know everybody. But they do just shine. And that's kind of what I've noticed in comparison to the US version that's going on right now, is that like, I'm excited to see what happens on UK. And I haven't been that engaged with the US version. So have you been comparing them as well? Like, how do you feel about those two seasons?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I'm feeling like I get really energized watching the British one. Like, I feel like I don't even know why. Like, I mean, it's not like the tests are that much different or anything, but I just feel like it's just the energy is there. And then, I don't know, I just really have not enjoyed this 3 week of nobody going home. It's nice to get to know people, but I don't really feel like I'm really getting to know them that well either. Like, I don't know. It seems to be going on a long time. I want somebody to go home.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, though, I wanted to cover the US season, and I did the first episode, and then I was kind of like, okay, well, I didn't feel like the urge to watch the second episode.
Yeah.
And then the third episode came, and I was like, okay, I haven't watched the second episode yet. And I still haven't watched the second and the third episode. And I wouldn't be doing that with the UK season. Like, I've been enjoying, like, being there, watching it. Like, I want to know what's going to happen next. And yeah, they didn't, I don't know if they think that this is like a cliffhanger or it puts us on the edge of our seats. Who's going to go home? Like, no.
But it didn't. No.
Let me see them shine. Let me see them go. Like,
yeah. And maybe it will pick up. Once they start eliminating people, maybe it will pick up. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's just bizarre, especially me now watching too. We're talking about the US season, we're talking about UK. But the fact that, you know, Elliot's in there now. Like, I'm behind. So, you know, I don't know how the rest of the season has unfolded so far. But like, it's all like kind of catty. But like, I know that from you guys that like there's still another 2 episodes where no one go home. I'm just like, what's happening? Like, why are they breaking formula? It's not, for me, more interesting because they're doing the basic formula here in season 2, and for me, it's working. It's working. Now, do you remember last week Joe writing on the mirror in lipstick? Because they started off with the lipstick moment, and I don't remember seeing Joe write that.
He did something, but they didn't really show what he was writing. That they did show him like go up to the mirror with the lipstick, but I don't think that they actually did show what he wrote.
I thought it came out as I was surprised. I'm like, oh, I guess they weren't doing the lipstick moment anymore. And then they started with it. I was like, oh, did I miss something? So okay, I just kinda. I guess. So
I did feel bad because I read, and I don't know, I think this is true, but I read that so he, you know how he got a little bit ripped apart about his outfit not being that Brighton castle but apparently he was looking at the interior of the castle, not the exterior. That's what he got the influence from, was the interior of the castle. So I was like, oh, okay. Then
well, it wasn't necessarily the most flattering piece. I still don't think he deserves to go. And then even on seeing what this episode, how everything unfolded, I still think that he would have probably done better than some people that seem to have excelled in this episode. I don't know. I think he got done dirty. But maybe he was only supposed to be for one season, for one episode, because he gets some big paycheck because he's like a big star. It could be like one of those situations.
You know the behind the scenes. You know there's always something.
We'll just hope like that. So they're just kind of talking about after the win, or after they erased the mirror. And I thought that Stina, maybe I was watching it on a different channel or something. When I was watching her today, she looks so pretty, like flawless. I don't know if what I was watching on, maybe it was in HD. Like, I thought she looked gorgeous. And, they show a little close up of her winning that badge. I want one of those badges. We should get some, we get a real reality realness badges made. He's so cute.
Oh, please. Can I have one?
Yes. That's actually what I'm gonna do. That's so fun. So fun. So some people are kind of not coming, but they don't like Ahura, but I really like her. What are you
really? Okay.
Okay, so you don't at all. Okay, go.
Well, it's not that I don't like her. I know, like, I could, like, that's the villain. Like, no question in my mind, that will be the villain. And I kind of feel like she presents herself as confident, but I think she's lacking a bit of confidence in herself because she's really, like, worried about some of the other girls to the point where it's like, worry about yourself, girl.
Right. Well, of course, like, something like that false bravado, yeah. And, that kind of, I'm the best and you suck kind of attitude is because they're like, oh, like, just don't be any better than me because, like, they feel intimidated. Hi, Enzo. How are you?
Enzo. Hi. Oh.
Enzo, what did you think about the episode? Overall thoughts? Let us know in the comments, please. Because, Ahura says to Stina that she thought that she should have been on the bottom with the ASOS jacket. Now, yeah. I thought that Stina handled this very well when she basically said it, you don't write that down on your CV, your resume, and then she gets up, does a little bit of strut and a death drop. I was like, yes, exactly. Like, nobody cares about your ASOS jacket when you are a badass. So I like that she handled her well.
You sell that jacket, you win, you deserve it. Right?
It was part of the look, the whole thing. And some people do have things that were purchased that weren't necessarily handcrafted by, a seamstress. So I don't think that she needs to use that jacket for that particular look.
But for what the challenge was, which was your hometown, you and I both said that was right. Like, that was right, that look.
Oh, we got somebody flattering us over here. Enzo says you both look beautiful, first of all. Well, Enzo. Very good.
Always nice to hear.
I want the outfit, though. Do you know what? I really wish I looked at it properly, the woman on the dress, because I do have a blue dress like that.
So this is actually, I should say it now just because Enzo is on right now. This is the alter ego, the beautiful Claudia Silva, her new shirt. We'll be talking about it a little bit later, but her new shirt, Claudia Silva there. That's her merch that she is doing. And Claudia is an amazing performer, amazing event host. Like, honestly, like, if you're having an event and you need a good host, she's amazing at that as well. And she's just been great for the Niagara drag scene down here in Niagara. She has been like the trooper who does all the work. And yeah, so it's wonderful to see her getting something, and people should support her.
Absolutely, and we're definitely
talking a great shirt.
A bit at the end too. I've been due to do a Niagara wine tour or whatever, but like obviously everything's closed in Ontario. But I'm thinking like maybe when things are a little bit more open again, do the wine tour, but maybe come and hang out with you and go to a little drag moment over with something. I'm just inviting myself over, and then in the morning. So they announced the judges for this week. So it's going to be Michelle Visage. Is she going to be a permanent judge? Yeah. Okay. And then Alan Carr and Sheridan Smith. So do you know these other two judges?
So Alan Carr is the other judge. So how last week? Oh my gosh, they alternate, right? Oh my gosh, I know him too. Oh my god, that's awful.
By flipping
Graham Norton. So
Wrong.
Graham Norton and Alan Carr, they'll alternate. And Alan Carr is another talk show host. He's very, very campy, like very campy, silly. He likes to mug the camera, that kind of thing. I didn't know much about Sheridan, except for that I do know that she's on downtown in the not Broadway, in the London scene, theater district. So she's been in a lot of that stuff. I'm not sure if she was in Les Mis at one point, but yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. So
they're kind of talking about what Joe left, and Lauren says that Joe left him some press-on nails and whatnot. And I thought that all the banter that was going on there was it was great, and that's what I'm loving about British banter is that it's not mean, like.
Oh, okay.
You find it mean?
No.
What do you think of
no? It's tongue in cheek mean. Yeah. Like it's not serious mean like the American. Yeah. Going back to the American one. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm always like, oh, that was a good little jab. Like, oh, that was good. And I'm enjoying them kind of picking at each other. So them shading each other, I don't feel bad. I feel like it's appreciated by the other person when it's a good one. And sometimes I do feel hurt like some of the recipients of these jabs in the US versions get a little bit hurt. So I don't know. I guess I love Brit humor better than I love American humor. And maybe it's because I'm British. I don't know.
Yeah, like you knew that what you call was taking offense. Could have taken offense to Lawrence. Could have taken offense to Ginny Lemon's comment about, oh well, you better not be taking my talent or my jokes and stuff like that. But they weren't really it was just back and forth banter. They weren't really getting upset about it.
Loved it. Oh, and Natalie, I don't think Phil watches The Bachelor. And I have seen her mugshot, yes, just so you know. Well, we'll definitely be talking about the mugshot on most likely Tuesday next week after the next episode.
All right. I might have to look into that.
Any of it? No, I doubt it.
Not lately. It's been long time since I've watched The Bachelor, but I used to love it. And so maybe if there's a mugshot, that might get me back in. I love good reality TV mugshots.
It's a pretty good season so far. I mean, The Bachelor's not great, but the season it's doing pretty. I think it's pretty good considering it's all quarantine, like The Bachelor. So
okay.
So far, so good. So basically, we see Brew come up on the screen again, talking about chewing up that scenery officially. And I was like, what does she mean by this? She comes on in, addresses the girls, and Brick Crew comes out with some polling stations.
Yeah.
I was completely surprised by this mini challenge. What expected to happen here, and did you like it?
I loved it. I loved that they had 4 categories. I love that they got to vote for who fit what. The only negative I thought of it was I wish that there was something for each of the 4 people. I like that the one that they thought needed to really step up took the lead, but maybe the other 3 would have been automatic roles in the play or something like that. But wow, I thought it was good, and it was funny. Again, nobody seemed to take it personally when they got picked for one of those, and they were even calling each other out while they were voting. It was fantastic.
Absolutely. The one thing that I wish that they could have added in from my experience was just showing, maybe either telling the girls who got what vote. Or just so I know clearly, okay, they also think that so-and-so. Okay, I'll tell you what they were. So there was a Secretary of Shade. There was the Trade Minister. There was the Leader of the House of Lording it up, sorry. And there was the Baroness Basic. And so the winners...
Ouch. Ouch.
Basic, but I didn't even realize how they really got it right. They really did.
They did, yeah.
They really did. So Secretary of Shade, of course, is Ahura. She was happy that her little pin matched her outfit. The trade minister was Tace, and I thought that she, her boy outfit was really, really cute. I was like, okay, I like this. I thought that it was very still masculine, but like it was trade. It was trade.
His fashion is wonderful.
That's also what I like about the Brits is they always are one step ahead on looking good. Looking good. So leader of the House of lording it up was Lawrence, obviously. I'm thinking lording it up is like putting it on camp, like extra. Yeah. And then Baroness Basic was Tia Coffee. I thought that they're all pretty good. Where would you put maybe some of the other girls? Like, who do you think that's
well, I mean, obviously, I think as Stina, right? Like, she could also be under the trade category too. I mean,
okay.
I don't know though if the other girls would agree with that because they seem to be afraid of her, right? Like, they seem to be afraid of how talented she is. Like, she's talented. So,
true.
I mean, there's a bunch of them that could go under the one that Lawrence went under. Sister, I don't get it. I'm not getting it. So I think that would also go under basic. I'm not sure.
Potato Queens just popping on to say Chantele and Phil. Ahura is totally the villain. Yes, she is. And like, I don't know, I like her. Maybe because I have a crush on her. I'm not sure. But I definitely like her. And also, just putting it in there before I forget, is I did an episode of Couch Potato Queens where we talked about episode 7 and episode 9 of Survivor Africa. And so that dropped today. So you can find that on Couch Potato Queens here on YouTube. I put the link down below. They're doing recaps of every season and they have some amazing guests. There's also Lindsay Richter. They had her as a guest. So that's already... down as well. And I heard it through the grapevine that they're going to also be talking to Lex. Okay.
Wow.
We're going to be talking about the whole season with him. So I think, yes.
Oh,
so,
I've got to find the one with Lindsay. I think she is such an underrated person. She was so great.
Yes. So that link's in the bio too. So, or the info box. So thank you, Couch Potato Queens, for having me. And thanks for joining us in the chat today.
Wonderful.
I cut you off, didn't I? Oh, yeah. You were saying who might be where. The leader of Lording It Up could be Ginny, could be Lemon for sure. Oh, you don't get your sister.
Yeah. I just... Not yet, at least. I'm not getting thing from her. So I would probably put her under the basic right now, but we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. Yes. Phil will. Who else do I like that would have been cute in these roles? Where would you put Ellie? Nowhere.
Wow. I don't know. Does Ellie fit any of those? Because I don't see her being too cocky or campy, really.
She's not basic, and she's not shady, really.
Yeah. I don't know. She might need another category.
Maybe they only just like wrote down like the person that they thought for each spot. Like they just ticked those off, and maybe some people didn't get anything for anything. Maybe. But yeah, these ones were definitely the people that fit those roles the best, though, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
So I didn't have a chance to do any research yet, but what's the story with Ahura and Tace?
I know. This relationship that they have, is it real?
So they had a thing a while ago. And it seems as though definitely Ahura still likes Tace, and it seems like Tace is a little bit of ladies' man, or okay. You know this for fact? for fact.
That's the tea right there. They did it.
Well, I want more. I want to know the whole story. Was it one time? Was it many times? Do they remember it? Were they in drag? Like, I want the details.
Right.
Please.
Okay, okay, we'll find that out.
Well, that's going to be the interest point of the season. So hopefully they both last a little while, because it seems as though with the preview of the next episode that more rekindling is happening in that relationship.
And the other girls are noticing. So yeah, something could happen here. So
which means that they also are probably going to be lip syncing against each other. You know what I mean? Like, right? So the Maxi Challenge is Rats the Musical, and Tia Coffee
sorry.
Rats. Assign everybody the roles. That's I think a really difficult position, but I thought the roles were very different enough that people could shine in any of those roles. So yeah. I don't know if it's just that the Brits do it better, but I don't know. I don't think that the US people would have done, in my opinion, as good a job as they did on with these characters on this particular one.
Yeah, I think that they have to go into it going, okay, the fans are going to watch this and they're going to want it to be really good, because people really like it when it's really good. And so whoever is doing the casting, they really have to pick the right people for it. Like, you could be shady in this situation, but if it's a disaster, like, you're going to get thrown under the bus anyway. So for picking those people, so you want to pick the right way of who's going to be in there. I think that she did an okay job. I don't know necessarily that she picked who was doing what the roles were, or they just told her what to do.
Yes, the roles definitely were given out well. They were, for sure. I thought that did a good job, even though there was some dissension with who got what and a little bit of arguments there, or oh, it's not fair. But
I mean, obviously the big one where they were going back and forth over who should do it between Cherry Valentine and Veronica. Mm-hmm. And that was the right decision. Like, what happened? It
was maybe, but maybe Cherry would have shined in the role that Veronica did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Cherry needed to, as soon as that role needed to find the right role, and she didn't. Mm-hmm. She just went into this role that was sort of the background role. And I think she probably would have done better if it was a role on her own, as opposed to, she seemed to be really put off by having to work with two other people, especially because she was in the middle. It seemed awkward. But
Cherry. So Veronica, nobody really has any confidence in Veronica. And so Tia asked her to sing something. And I don't know. There, it was and I thought that they were joking.
Was that a song? Was that a range of notes? What was?
And then you hear Lawrence with this sound bite being like, "That sounds like me in the shower with a what's to what?" or whatever. I don't know his accent yet. I'll get his accent at one point.
Okay.
What's it to what? But yeah, I was like, oh, so maybe she's going to flop here because that wasn't good. And then you gave her the role. I was like, oh, okay. What's going to happen? I wasn't very confident in Miss Veronica after that sound she made.
No. She won it by talking, not by singing. She won that role.
So Ahura really was rooting for Cherry to have that role, as opposed to Veronica. And it's really interesting because my three favorites are, I love Cherry, I love Ahura, and I love Taste. I think it's just I like what they look like. I don't know if I love their drag yet, but what I've seen them done up, I've loved their looks. And so they're my favorites. So I was wondering why maybe Ahura wanted Cherry to have the spotlight there. Are they friends, or as opposed to Veronica?
Yeah, I don't know. They may have had a friendship. I do also wonder, because it does seem like the story is a bunch of the queens are like, who is this Veronica?
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you have any thoughts, please put them in the comments and we will talk about what we got to talk about.
New subscribers are wonderful.
Thank you. And then another awkward moment, I thought, was Ellie proving that she could dance. Yeah. I didn't think that was very good. Is that me? No?
There wasn't really much of a dance. It was just I could do the death drop.
And just look a little bit awkward. Then she did like a fan kick on the ground, and it just looked like awkward and stiff. I guess like her boy look is not nearly as cute as her femme look, and so there's no real grace when she's a boy. Anyways, I was not impressed by the dancing, but it seems as though Ahura was.
Yeah.
No, Ahura, sorry. Tia was.
Tia was. Tia said. But again, there wasn't much fight for the roles. Like, did anybody else step up for that role? I don't remember.
I don't even know. Maybe they cut it out. Ahura has a great look, but an awful personality. I think she's gonna get her comeuppance. Like I think this episode she didn't get glowing praise. I think she's gonna be humbled. And either she's going to go home or she's going to come back and start doing better. But I think she will get humbled at some point in this competition.
I wrote down for Ahura, and I said, the vibes that I'm getting from her are she's kind of got season 4 Fifi O'Hara stuff going on where she's I feel like she's a little insecure with herself and she does this overconfidence thing, but she's insecure about herself. So I don't know. I think she's great. And she's going to be great TV. But she's a villain.
I'm with you. I think she's going to get humbled. And hopefully when she gets humbled, she doesn't go home. But I think I feel like I would hang out with her. It's not bad. People think I'm so sweet, but maybe I'm just not that sweet. Michelle Visage is going to be their coach for the part of this, the vocal sessions. And Dane Chelfin, do you know anything about him? He was also going to be assisting her on the vocal sessions. No? All right. No. Matter. I didn't write down everything, but they did mention that Lawrence was holding back a bit. Ahura recognized that she got read by Michelle. I don't remember exactly what she said, but he's like, "Oh my god, I just got read." Okay. I said poor Ahura, so I did feel bad for her. You're like, I don't feel bad for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, she has a heart, and she probably has a hard exterior because she's gone through something. You know that. You know that she's gonna have a story, and it's gonna be her lip sync night, and she's gonna say her go home, but we're gonna hear her story in that mirror. It's coming. So Cherry, didn't really like working with Lawrence. I wasn't sure exactly what she said, but in her confessional, she's like, yeah, she has 2 left feet, 2 left arms, 2 left ears. And as somebody that's worked as a performer, it is really difficult to work with somebody that's not doing it well. And so what probably ended up happening with Cherry is she's trying to make it look in sync and together. And with that, I think she kind of stepped back to be so everything kind of looked the same. Instead of her being like, ba-bam, in the front stage, she was trying to make everybody look the same. That's what I think was her approach was. And it definitely didn't work, but it doesn't help when somebody isn't great beside you. It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously going into this wanting to prove what you can do. And being put into a group of 3 where you're sort of having to depend on the other people sucks. And when one of them is actually having a bit of a breakdown, that doesn't help either. Like, it's tough because then you've got to sort of eggshell walk and be like, oh, how do we make this work? And I don't think they did a bad job when we get to the performance.
No,
but
I think though what saves Lawrence all the time is she has gimmicks, right? So she gets to do her little comedy bit, like, stroking off broomstick or whatever she was doing. She's just like a lot of gimmick stuff that she can throw in there that I say would distract from her maybe not being the best at the performing part, dance-wise or singing-wise. And so I wish that Sherry used it as an opportunity to find a way to stand out in the trio, because Lawrence still did find a way to stand out within the trio, even though she was probably the weakest link out of the three of them.
Yeah. But Lawrence is very smart. I think Lawrence knows how TV works. And I think Lawrence, I know what they said, it's week 2. I think Lawrence is making a storyline for herself to keep herself in there so the audience wants to watch her. She's making a story. Like,
23-year-old is like building her story arc. I'm like, really? Wow.
Yeah, I think that she knew, talking about her the makeup and the not feeling comfortable, and then she's gonna blossom into this like thing, because I think she's quite talented.
I do too. I definitely do, and like that's pretty profound to be able to think that. I don't know if maybe that far ahead, but maybe she's figuring it out as she goes. So maybe with like the taking off the makeup part, maybe she's like, okay. And then realizing like, oh, I do have this mask that I'm always putting on. I'm like, and then like, crying on the stage there. It's okay. So we like, oh no, like we don't want her to fail. We want her to do well. Worse. She's needs to get out of her comfort zone and feel comfortable in the uncomfortable. And Couch Potato is agreeing here. I love Lauren. She's playing the underdog role. I never really thought that she was doing it on purpose. I thought it was natural, but maybe she's using something that's natural or honest and then kind of amping it up for storyline. So then I would say, if that's true, that she's probably going to win the show.
I think, I don't know. I get lots of good vibes off of her. I don't, right now, she's not my top favorite. I'm not going to go there, but
who's that? Lemon?
Who I think,
is it Lemon?
Well, I love Ginny Lemon. I think Ginny Lemon, it's wonderful. I want to like meet her and try and understand how she lives her life.
Right? You're so quirky. Yes. They're always my favorite, the super quirky people.
Yeah.
How does your mind work? So.
I like Ginny Lemon coming into the workroom in the clothes that she's wearing and like she doesn't give a fuck what anybody says. She just walks in, nothing matches, and it looks wonderful.
Absolutely, it's wonderful. I'm into her, definitely into her. She has her own aesthetic and her own vibe, and I love the fact that she's also a drag queen. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't necessarily look at her and be like, oh, that's what you do. But like, when you hear that, you're like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Ooh, okay. Yes. So Couch Potato Queens say she was robbed tonight. I love Ginny Lemon. I do too. I don't know if this part is going to be favored by Phil. Josh's fave is her and Bimini.
I still don't know I don't know with her. Like she's interesting. Like I don't know. But I don't know.
Too messy?
She was better this episode than the first episode. Definitely.
Definitely. Looking again, though, we see Ahura and Tace flirting, and I wrote down, I think I have a crush on them and Cherry. I love them. I was like, I feel like when I was in like my Montreal days, they would be like the gays that I would hang out with, and like we'd make out at neon like dance parties. Like, I think that's what it is. I used to go to like Club Kid kind of parties back in the early 2000s, and those are probably the people that I would hang out with and like make out with in Montreal.
Yeah, I see them as the club kids. They remind me of like in and out of drag. They remind me of like when I used to go to the clubs when I was really young and like see these really cool people that like would be like the drag queens. But I would talk to like they were people that I would feel comfortable talking to. Like they weren't like the cool kids because
you're cool. Sorry, who's the Raven of the UK? Not, I wouldn't say Ginny or Bimini would be the Raven. Okay. Really? Raven's so like glam. Do you mean maybe Ahura, I would say, was more of a Raven look, no?
That will be interesting. Hopefully they'll let you know. I don't know. I can't think of who the Raven of the UK
I would say out of anybody right now would be Ahura. Bimini?
Ooh.
Bimini? Raven? Am I thinking of the same Raven, that the one that beats like Ruth's face, like the best makeup artist?
I see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was like, not like aesthetic wise, the looks, they are not at all and getting better.
Chantele, calm down.
You could have said like the Drake of the season. It's a started from the bottom, now we're here. Just kidding. But all right, none of them. Okay, yeah, none of them are the Ravens of the season aesthetically. But no. I don't think that Bimini has that good of an arc. She's, I think, too messy. Rue doesn't really like that messiness. That's not her style. And so she likes a polished queen. That's what she likes. And so I don't think that she will get as far as Raven would. Do you agree? You agree. Good. You agree. Yay. Yeah. So we get the mirror talk, and the mirror talk is basically like bottom 2 sentence. I'm like, oh dear. Cherry talking about being a traveler, also known as a gypsy, but some people do find that term to be offensive. So don't mean to offend anybody, but just to understand what she was talking about. And how kind of there's a lot of toxic masculinity in that community that he has grown up in. And he doesn't necessarily feel comfortable even saying gay, or that, you know, he would prefer to be in a homosexual relationship, or that he does drag. And it's kind of, I think he said, did he say that his mother knew? I can't remember what he said there.
They knew he was gay. They didn't know he did drag, I don't think.
And so he doesn't think that he's also fully proud to be, he says that he's not gay and I'm gay and I'm proud, which he feels that he should be at the age of 26. Yeah. And then I'm like, wrote down, why are we focusing on Cherry? No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You knew it was going to either be really good or really bad. And you kind of were like, well, I don't know. It's sort of, he didn't get the role he wanted. We're going to get to, it's probably not going well.
And then I
did, to be funny, I did when he was talking about his story, and this is just because I'm dark a little bit. All I kept thinking about was the Little Britain show with the line, "I'm the only gay in the village." Because
I actually never watched Little Britain, but
oh. Okay, well, yeah, they have the one character who swears he's the only gay in his town, and he's like, I'm the only gay in my village. And then I was like, oh, he's talking about how he's the only gay in his small British village. So
well, it's possible, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, some of these villages in Britain, I mean, you probably know, are like tiny. Like
it's so for me, though, it's strange because I've just always lived in a major city. So grew up in Toronto, lived in Montreal, lived in Vancouver. I'd still say it's kind of a small city. But my dad used to live in Los Angeles, and now he lives in Las Vegas. Like, it's all places where just a lot of people are coming through, a lot of different backgrounds. And so I just can't imagine. I mean, I guess I can put it to the fact that growing up, I was usually the only Black girl in most situations-ish. But that's the type of schools that I went to and the communities that I grew up in. But
yeah.
Only to know one person. Yeah, that's pretty small town. I feel bad. I really wanted him to have an opportunity to be able to fully say, like, I'm gay and I'm proud, or like, this is what I do. Like, and I feel like this competition would have helped him really start to come out of his shell and really start to grow. This wasn't his challenge. That we learned. Spoiler alert, it wasn't going to be his challenge. Boo.
Yeah.
Now, I said, whoa, oh my effing God, Rue's outfit again, fire.
What is going on? Who's dressing Rue over there? Because Rue needs to kidnap this person and bring them over because they're dressing Rue amazing on the show.
So good. I was like give me that outfit. Like, it was great. Great.
And it was brown. Like, it was a beautiful brown outfit for drag. It looked amazing.
It was so good. If this is an upward trajectory of how his looks are going to be, like, I am here for it.
Maybe Rue will win.
Mm-hmm. Definitely stepped his game up, though. Maybe because he wants to show how it's done in the UK, but she looked good. Very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
So the groups were kind of hard. I couldn't remember who people were still and who was in each group. So we had the rat-a-tat-tat-rat race. And so that was Tace and Ellie. What was the style? Like, I couldn't really pick, but like, what were they supposed to be? Rapper?
I think I don't know what they were. But they were like rap. I don't know. I couldn't quite tell what their thing was. They definitely were not in sync with one another. I guess Ellie did better than Tace. Like, at least Ellie seemed to be like hitting the moves, and I don't know. Tace seemed to be like out of it. Like, she was like looking all over the place and not really into it.
Yeah, I didn't feel that I think that she could have done better. I don't know what happened because I thought there's something that usually happens in performance and you take it up to a 10 and like, you know, you black out and like, you just like, you're doing everything full out and you create a moment. Yeah. I didn't feel it. I feel like it was still a little bit rehearsal vibes for me. So, or a mess as Couch Potato Queens would say. Oh wait, there was Subway. So were they Subway rats? Or did they go to the Subway?
Maybe.
Anyways, I wrote down Subway, so I don't know what that meant.
That would make sense.
Then we had the Rat Pack. So it was Cherry, Valentine, Lawrence, and who was the other person?
Sister.
I didn't even write that down because I couldn't remember who it was, which is indicative of maybe somebody else should have been at the bottom. Bimini, I said was decent actually, and I said go Ahura. So Bimini feels very comfortable being kind of raunchy and ugly and messy.
Yeah.
You know, she's definitely pull out.
Yeah. I'll say Bimini, honestly, in the musical part, I thought was wonderful in the Cats thing. I thought she did it. She I thought was running that portion. She was doing really good.
And I said go Ahura. So I think that she, from where she was in rehearsal to there, I thought she kicked it up enough.
Yeah.
I think that she could probably do more. But I was like, okay. Are we having an appearance? Are we going to say hi? Hi, Ron?
Well, he snuck into the room, but he's not dressed for the camera for sure. He's not wearing his shirt.
Is this OnlyFans? Like, OnlyFans drag race and reviews? Right, it is the Red Shoe Diaries late night, you know.
It's Ronnie's track pant race right now.
So I was definitely happy that Ahura. I was like, okay, phew. So hopefully it's not her and Cherry going up against each other. I'm like, okay, phew. Right. She was not so bad. Actually, back to the Rat Pack though. I didn't think that Cherry was that bad, but she didn't pop. So I was like, okay, hopefully she'll just do really well on her runway and save her because I think that she paints quite well and I like her looks usually. So I'm like, okay, hopefully I'm just like, this is a big misdirect and I'm not like reading into the edit here with the mirror talk. I was hoping.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on her like them saying like she felt lost and all of that. And I didn't pick up on that like watching it. I just was like, oh, well, like the three of them weren't really like that exciting. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, not bad. All right. Rat got your tongue. This was that sexy Veronica. Was that her line? Rat got your tongue. Yeah, I think it was. And so it was mice that were hanging off of like the nipple of her nude bodysuit. Was that what was happening?
Yeah, suckling
rat-a-tat-tats on her titty-tat titties.
Yes.
Castle. I thought she did a really great job. Definitely deserved to get high praise. She was committed. She proved me wrong with what my expectations levels were from her noise that she made before this performance. I definitely thought that she turned it out.
Yeah, she's got a gift, so that's going to make her a little bit of a threat in this. So she stepped up because I thought she was kind of like, oh, she's kind of awkward. I don't know if that she's going to make it work, but I think she did very well this episode. So.
And she really does go from Gollum to gorgeous. Like,
that's a great line.
As a woman, like as as Veronica, she's really pretty.
Yeah,
like really pretty. So I was very happy that she did well. She was able to shine. She was somebody that said that I can do this part, I can do this part well, and she did. I enjoy when people perform well because I want to see them excel and feel the feelings of doing a great performance. It doesn't feel good to feel like you failed, and so I want them all to have these good experiences. And I was really happy that Veronica did because most people probably expected her to fall, and she didn't. So
yeah. Now, what did you think about Stina in that part?
I thought it was not as good as I thought.
I didn't get it.
She's supposed to be the ingenue.
Yeah.
She was okay. Her outfit was pretty. I didn't know if it was an ingenue enough for me. When she was dancing with Veronica, that moment I think worked. She's kind of getting her sex vibe now that she's been allured by this sultry cat or rat. But I thought that she was mediocre, personally.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she kind of like she seemed to be like in a role, like because it was just her, but it sort of faded. Like I don't remember a lot about what she did.
Well, I wish that she was in. Or maybe they didn't show it, but like engaging with all these, like, oh my god, like you know, like having those moments of like, oh my god, these weird cats, I'm scared, or rats, I'm scared, like you can't do it. Oh, like I wanted to see her react more to her environment as this, like she's basically like Dorothy, you know, in this new world with all these rats, and she's all pristine and in white. Like, let me see, and then at the end, she should have gotten like dirty and. Or whatever, you know. Anyways, I didn't see her journey from ingenue rat to something else. Yeah. Fell flat. I wasn't impressed, and I thought that they were going to call her out for it. Definitely did. Dame Judy Stench, your girl. How'd you feel? It was Ginny, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was like, who is that? Like, I had to remember who did it, and I was like, oh wow, she really transformed. Like, I mean. I don't know if it was very like Judy Dench, but it was good. Like I guess it was
Stench, hon. Judy Stench.
Judy Stench. Oh, okay. Love it.
Yeah, I loved her. She commits fully. She didn't look necessarily pretty or whatnot, but like she just committed to whatever that role meant to her, and I enjoyed it definitely. And the surprise of it all. And I laughed only in this one was Miss Tia Coffee coming out as the lab rat or whatever that was, like with the ear on her back. Like, she thought of that. Like, I don't think it says in the description like, okay, she has an ear on her back, but unless maybe it said like in a lot of different things. But I thought that was really smart that she was able to do that.
Where did the ear come from?
I don't know. Like, did you bring that? Did you think that, like, I'm going to find a reason to use this ear? Like, there'll be something that I need to use this ear for. I thought she was pretty good. Like, her singing was good. I agree with Rue. She talks about the fact that she committed to crawling off that stage. I thought she was great. And then I thought the end of it was with the rat poison and everybody dying, and then them dying at the end, and then a little bit of the reprise and the back to death. Like, I liked it. The people that I was watching with, they didn't really love this episode. They thought episode 1 was better. But I really enjoyed it, maybe because I like a good musical. And I giggled at some of the references of the musicals that were in there. You know, I think they reference cats and like memory, like just stuff that musical stuff. I liked it. I liked the nods to things. And so I don't know. How did you feel about it compared to last episode?
See, I the musical ones I like sometimes, but I always like the fashion ones where they do stuff with, like, I don't know. I've always liked that kind of thing when people can create something out of like nothing, and I liked I felt like they were challenged a lot more last week, whereas this was just like this one challenge. But I didn't hate it. I was surprised because like it was singing live, and I can't really think of anybody, like nobody had a bad voice.
Are you sure that it was singing live?
I thought they said it was singing, like you're singing live in front of the audience.
I thought they recorded themselves and then lip sync.
Maybe they did. Yeah.
My thought was that they recorded themselves and they lip synced to their own voice.
Okay, maybe that's what happened.
I was thinking
maybe they said you're performing live, or I don't know what they said, but
I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what my thought was that they were going to be just. I wish that they'd shown like the recording sessions a little bit, but I felt that they recorded it before, but I definitely could be wrong. That was just my assumption.
I mean, it's a great musical to parody. I mean, because, you know, gay people, I think, have always sort of said, how is this a musical? Like, what is this? But they all go to it, and they love it because it was like through that whole Andrew Lloyd Webber time in the 80s. But it is such a weird, like, so many people that haven't gone to it are like, do they come out into the audience? Like, I heard they come out into the audience.
They start from the back and they come in to the stage.
They're not really all cats, are they? And it's like, no, they're cats.
Now, have you seen the movie Cats with the?
No.
I haven't seen that either. I think it might be too weird.
Yeah, the commercial scared me.
So the runway is surprise, and thought it was a good theme. Ahura came out first, and she went from groom to bride. I thought that was an exceptional surprise. I thought she looked gorgeous, and I wasn't seeing the bride coming after.
Yep, I got thumbs up on that one. I thought it was a good.
All right. Then we have Lauren. It started in like a blue sequin jumpsuit, and she folds it out into a tartan dress, red tartan. How'd you like that one? I
didn't. I thought it was sloppy.
Down or thumbs in the middle?
I had thumbs down on that one. I thought her and what's funny is I thought her performance was funny, like in some ways. Like, so I liked her personality came through it in the performance, but I wasn't a big fan of that outfit.
It didn't look great, but it was okay. I'll give it a middle thumb, personally.
Okay.
How about your girl, Ginny? So she started off as 60s kind of tacky, and then had the same dress underneath, but had a little bit of a panel, cut out to show her hard.
So when that happened, because I love her, and it's going to be really hard for me to say bad things, but I didn't get, like, I was like, okay, so what is surprise now? I'm getting kind of confused. Like, is it a reveal? Is it like, what is this? Because all three of them have sort of done something different. But it was interesting. I wouldn't say it was a great decision. I think she should have done something else.
I liked it.
I think the judges, though, would have looked at it and been like, okay, like compared to some of the other stuff. Her performance saved her.
Say again?
Her performance saved her, Ginny, I think. because I think she could have been in the bottom 3.
I like the surprise. So, and the reveal was sloppy and took too long to struggle with it, I guess, for Lawrence. She did struggle with it a little bit. It wasn't like very seamless or like a, you know, it was kind of like, okay, let's do this reveal. Like it's very seamless, we'll say. We have Cherry Valentine. She came out in a yellow poofy, campy kind of dress. And then she looped around and she became pregnant and popped a balloon for the gender reveal thing.
Yeah.
Hate it. I hated the wig. Hated the hair. Yeah.
And I was like, I was shocked that Alan was like so much into, well, it was so obvious, like what was going to happen. It was so obvious.
I did not know that was coming at all.
Like, I was like, you know, I don't think it would have been obvious to everybody watching that was going to happen. And I mean, I didn't really consider that she'd like have the thing on her stomach with the baby. And like, I thought it was an interesting look. I don't know. It definitely wasn't one of the best, but the wig was the problem.
Yeah, the wig was the problem.
And is that enough to put somebody in the bottom? I don't know.
I was like, Cherry, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good when you did the mirror talk. It's not good when you've done the mirror
talk. Don't tell anybody anything if you're having a bad week.
Don't say I'm going to be on top this week, or don't say that like, and don't give up the role that you want and then have the mirror talk. Like, just
so many mistakes.
Do not do it. Tia Coffee. So she came out in this leather daddy realness, kind of, you know, Dom style, and then turns it into this red dress that I thought was hideous. Like, I thought the dress was hideous. It looks like it should have been on the cover of like a Harlequin novel, but like it was a cheap photo shoot, you know? Yeah,
and if we're going to talk about bad wigs, I mean, that wasn't a great wig either.
No.
And I don't know, when you look and then it flashes over to Rue, and Rue's hair is like amazing and all this, and I don't know. I think that she did well in the performance again, and that saved her. And she picked, and she had the control of picking who did what role, and so that probably helped too. I don't know. I was shocked when it turned into the dress.
Yeah.
But then when you actually looked at the dress, it was kind of like,
can you cover that back up?
Yeah, like pull it back up and put on the man. But I don't know, like put on the leather.
I mean, I really like Tia Coffee, but I don't know if her style is great. Because I remember like I didn't really love the pantsuit. It's like I want to like what she puts out there because I like her. But I haven't been liking her looks that much.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will just get better. Ellie was up next, and she was smart here. She did 3 looks in one. Yellow Brick Road Runway, to the Tin Man to the Lion. She did a really good job. It was 3 different looks. You didn't see the next look coming really at all, other than maybe like the silhouette was similar for all 3. But however, she managed to sew that to, and she probably made it herself. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, because and I don't get mad, but Hora came in that Dorothy outfit the first week, and I didn't like that. And then this happened, and I was like, ooh, that's how to do Wizard of Oz. Like, that's good. And I mean, you could have thrown Dorothy in there too, but she did a really good job with that. The only thing I would say is she didn't sell it very well. Like,
that's true.
She did kind of like, she went up and walked and like, I don't know. I felt like when she walked back later on in the show and they said that she was safe and she did the little, we're off to see the wizard dance. I was like, you should have done something like that, like during the thing. Like,
agreed. I think that she relied too much on like the surpriseness and didn't put any of like the character into these looks. And I agree with you, but I was impressed by those three.
It was a great, smart choice.
Very good. So I'm interested to see what more she could do, because she seems to know how to sew things well enough to create these moments. So hopefully she'll just keep on getting better and better, because she is quite young. And so maybe she'll be inspired by some of these older queens and just do a little bit better. So I'm interested to see how she goes. We have Stina. She starts off as computer game cosplay realness, and she only really had a zombie mouth reveal. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if because she was she did so well last week, and maybe I'm being picky, but I didn't get her in the performance. I didn't get this look at all. I thought there wasn't really it was surprise, but there wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not maybe if she ripped off her whole face and she had another face on or something, that's a reveal, or
that's a reveal.
Hair wig into a new I don't know, but
that's me in the morning. I mean, come on, let's go.
Seriously, this not a reveal. Anyway, it's like us now. Where did they not film during quarantine and everybody's been wearing masks? Masks and take off your mask is not a thing anymore, you know? I wear a mask every freaking day. Anyways, I wasn't impressed. She looked good, but I wasn't impressed by the theme.
No.
Sister, your favorite, the matronly dress, and then she did a dominatrix type thing and took off her wig. I don't remember the look really though.
Yeah, I remember the dominatrix thing. Lots of tattoos and.
Oh, I didn't like it actually. You did?
Oh, okay. I actually did. I was like, yeah, actually, this was a good look. This was the first time that I'm going to say, yeah, sister. I was okay with that.
I didn't like the tattoo. I get what she's kind of going for. It just, if I'm going to like a messy queen, it has to be neater. You know what I mean? Ruby oddly is a messy kind of queen, but there's a little bit more
polish,
exactly. And so there was an idea there that was almost going to work, but there's something about her execution that didn't work for me. But it was better than her last looks for sure, and better than some of the other looks on the runway for sure. But I wasn't gagged by her outfit or anything like that.
I think what I liked was it was interesting, and so far before that I've just been you need to show me something because I'm not getting who you are. And so at least this was a direction to go. Agreed.
Veronica Green comes out as a Stepford wife. And I thought that she doesn't look great. But I was like, okay, but concept wise, I like the Stepford wife. I think that she could have been prettier as the Stepford wife. But her reveal was pretty damn epic. Where she basically switcherooed into a robot. And I was like, that's pretty good. Concept worked.
Pretty good. And it happened really well. Head down, wig flip off. It was pretty well done.
How long did she practice that, you think? Hard.
Boom.
Robot.
That's a thing now. Everyone's gonna be doing that. Boom.
Ginny needs to do that. Roxy needs to figure out to have her wig reveal to be she always has a wig under the wig. I want her to not have her hands anymore and just whoop. But I thought she was great. She looked great. It was a great concept. And for whatever I didn't like about the Stepford wife, I guess I didn't like the pattern of it. The robots saved it, and made it a 10. It was great. I thought it was really, really strong. And then Tace, again, underwhelmed me. I thought she looked gorgeous in the red dress to catsuit, but the reveal wasn't that wow. And then she had like the blood coming out of her mouth, which I always like a good blood or like black tears. Like I'm down with that look for sure. But I do agree. We'll talk a little bit more about the judges say, but that she's kind of resting on being gorgeous. That being gorgeous isn't a concept, you know, like it isn't, it doesn't save this. Being gorgeous isn't surprise. So hopefully she's going to turn it up a notch because she is gorgeous. And so she can probably get away with a lot. So just do a little bit more, just a little bit.
I did like the blood on the face design. I thought that made, like, she looked gorgeous with the red all over.
Yes, like murder.
Yeah, like that looked good. All after the blood came out of the mouth, all I looked at was the stain on her outfit. Like, and I was just like, yeah, my eyes just kept going to that. I was like, that looks stupid, like on your outfit. Like, I was like, she should have done it into her hand or something and not had it go on.
Like, give me a pig's blood Carrie moment if you're gonna do that, you know. I don't know. She's gorgeous though, and she's hot as boy.
Oh yeah.
Bimini, Couch Potato's fave. I don't even remember what she was wearing. So I said weird high fashion moment. And then creating art. Oh, yeah. So then creating art with the balloon popping. So was there supposed to be paint inside the balloons? What happened?
Yeah, but they didn't really pop properly. So it was just little specks of paint. Her hair was great. I thought the design of that, it was like not a beehive, but it was done really well. Almost like a bowling pin sort of shape. But the outfit with the taking her time and doing these balloon pops where the balloons didn't really make sense to the outfit either. And
well, she's saying that she's creating art on the runway. So there was kind of like a very concept art piece exhibition, like art in movement. It's very art schooly.
Yeah.
If it landed, it would have been pretty decent. But like having a soggy balloon with like a splatter of paint doesn't sell the look for me. But if it worked, it would have been okay. But I wasn't impressed.
I think the balloons though, like she should have, like they were just like hanging there. Like if she had made like a big neck thing and popped them, and then the paint came down or something that would look fashionable at first, and then when she pops it, it did something like
and be like
it was a good idea, but it wasn't thought out great.
Yeah, I agree. But I would have to say that I am interested to see what she does because I didn't love her, bodysuit thong thing, but I'm interested by the mind of the person that would wear that. You know what I mean? So I'm intrigued still, even though I don't think that she's polished enough for my taste, but she may have some looks that excite me, that enjoy me in the future. So I'm willing to still keep an open mind towards Bimini, because she could be somebody that I would hang out with too. Like, oh, that's my messy friend, So.
And I do think she had one of the best performances tonight. Like her performance was good. Like it's just the outfit was, it didn't work.
No, it didn't work. So the safe queens are Ahura, Ginny, Stina, Sister, and Bimini. They're all safe. Do you think any of those people should have been in the top or the bottom, or do you think they got it right?
I think I had that the top was right. I actually think my bottom, I had taste in the bottom, just because of the performance and the outfit. I didn't think was great. I actually thought Ginny could have been in the bottom there, which I would have hated. But I do think that she could have been compared to some of the other stuff. And Stina, actually, I didn't get it. Either of them, the performance or the thing, I didn't like, nothing worked. So I think maybe because she was so good the first week, she might have got a pass there.
Yeah.
And I hate that because I like her. Like, but if I how I feel.
It up because she didn't turn it out at all. So I couldn't really tell who the tops were because they seem to have like a negative critique for pretty much everyone. Any particular critiques that stood out to you? I didn't write them all down. Basically, they said to Sherry that something was holding him back. They loved Ellie's brilliant Wizard of All take. They were in love with Veronica, both performances, outfit and performance. Nice to see a rodent wearing something. I don't remember what I wrote. Rodent wearing something. And they wanted to see more from Taste. The guest judge was like, surprise, was gum disease. I laughed at that.
That's what the surprise was, yeah.
I wrote obsessed, but I think I was obsessed with the blood in general, but not on the mesh. The blood there sucked. Yeah, any other critiques from the judges that stood out to you?
No, I mean, I don't feel like there were nobody besides Veronica really stood out to me to be like, yeah, they were really, really good this week. But I enjoyed everything. Like I mean, I think that everybody did okay. Like, I don't even really think that the bottoms were awful, but I did agree that, you know, I hate to say it, but I do agree that Taste was in the bottom there. But you know, as soon as that happens, I was like, we're gonna see her dance, and I have a feeling like because she's saying that she can dance, and like I think she's gonna bring it. The song didn't matter for that though. I mean,
we're gonna get to the song in a moment, like just a short moment. So we had the little untucked section where all the safe queens were hanging out, and then the tops and bottoms come back in to join them. And Sherry was kind of a little bit upset by the fact that nobody was asking how she was doing. And I was like, oh no. Don't ask it. If you don't ask them, you're not going to get the screen time anymore. Don't do it. Don't ask. Don't say that you feel bad, that you didn't do a good job. I was like, okay, the writing's on the wall. Sherry is done. I was sad, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be Sherry and Taste. Oh my gosh, if I was drafting, those two would definitely have been on my team. You know?
Yeah. I kind of feel like when I saw that, the first thing I thought between the two of them, I thought Taste. I was like, well, Taste is going to be a great performer. This is before we knew what the song was. But I also was kind of like, this kind of sucks because I think they both could bring stuff to the show. Like it's kind of a sucky either way.
Ahura, though, did you not like the moment when she basically ate a little bit of humble pie with Veronica? And she was kind of praising her in a way that didn't seem insincere. Like it seemed it came from a real place, and it seemed it came from a place that they could be friends now. You know what I mean? Like it's. I thought it was an honest moment, and so I would like to see if they have a friendship moving forward. But I was happy to see Ahura give Veronica the props that she deserved. I'm happy about that. Tia, she's funny. She's like, yeah, my outfit was basic, so thank you, guys. And she's like, I'm basically gonna send a.
I guess you were all right.
Get a refund here.
Ouch.
So funny. So you kind of mentioned it before, but did you see the baby belly coming though? I really did not see that being what the reveal was going to be. Is it?
No, I knew she was going to pop the balloon. And then when she showed the baby, I was like, oh well, no, because she did say it was in her thing. She said it's a gender reveal party, so I was like, okay, but I didn't expect the baby part with the way that it looked. That was not how I was expecting her to look. So
it came
I
out.
don't think it was as bad as they made it sound like it was.
No, I think they just decided they wanted her to go.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, maybe they have their order ready to go. So Tia, they were talking about her saying that they're not sure if she shook the wig out of the bag. She just put the wig on her head and like didn't even brush it. I'm like, Michelle, you were coming with the shade this season. They felt that Ellie's surprise was the best. Veronica is a quadruple threat. What's the 4 then? So dance, singing, acting.
And she's bragging. I would think her looks.
I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Outfitting. All right. And I had the same feeling as Michelle, though, being like there was something that was off in her beginning look, but with the hairline of the wig. But it definitely was worth it for the reveal. Anything I didn't like about the beginning was all gone with that robot look. So they were also really surprised that Taste didn't do as well in the musical, and felt that she had to bring more than just sexy, which we were kind of talking about. Like, you do need more. She's always going to be sexy, so let's see something else. Like her sex appeal is going to shine through no matter what she does. So just do other things, you know. Yeah. Hope she's going to learn and grow. I don't want to see her just keep on being on the bottom. I hope she figures it out because she is gorgeous. I want to see her do good stuff. So they said, Tia Coffee, your runway was a stinky number 2.
Ouch.
And she's basic.
She's had a rough week.
Ear on your back. She's safe though. Yeah. Veronica is the winner, no surprise, of this challenge, and she got her pin, which is great. Ellie Diamond, of course, was safe. Lawrence was also safe, meaning that Taste and Cherry are the bottom 2, and they're going to be lip syncing for their life. To what I would have to say would be the worst effing song to friggin' sing for your life. You're going to sing a ballad from Cats? What? But like, what?
What? I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's just like, oh, they've done this every so often on Drag Race. There'll be a song, and you'll be like, what? Why is this the song?
Waiting for it to be the remix and the beat drops. Like,
yeah.
What? That was like cruel.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
sorry, go ahead.
I do think that it kind of sucks because I think we could have missed out there on a good lip sync because I think both of them would have been people that would have moved around and done stuff, right?
Like, who cares? Sorry, I was so unimpressed by that song selection. Like, were they just trying to be like, hey guys, we got the rights to Memories? Like, yeah. Who cares? And like, what if we missed the opportunity to see Taste dance? I do feel that they could have done more with it. Like, if it's going to be like a boring ballad, tell more of a story than just singing there and singing on the stage alone as if you're in the musical. It's different in a musical, and that moment comes like you have the storyline that's come through and everything makes sense for you to be having that 2-minute moment on the stage or whatever it is. But for this, like, it doesn't necessarily need to match what you're singing. So they could have told a story or something that could at least have been more entertaining. I wasn't moved to tears. I was moved to tears because the song sucked and I didn't want Cherry to go home.
Yeah, I think that in these situations, if a comedy queen is in there, then people are in trouble because if you could turn that song into a comedy thing and be really like over the top stupid about it, and you could take it on. But I don't know. I did feel I did feel that like Taste at least conveyed emotion.
Yeah, the walk back, the looks over the shoulder, and whatever.
And the walk back at the end,
I liked it, but it was flat. Like, the song didn't allow a lot of pop. And even if it's a ballad, like, do a ballad by like somebody else.
Yeah. Like when they did I remember a couple seasons ago they did Frozen. They did the Let It Go, and that's a bit more upbeat. Like, I don't know, Memory is quite. It's not depressing, but it's not like
what I do for like my auditions. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
bad.
I don't know. Somebody bought shares in the musical Cats that week, and they were like, "We got to really push this Cats."
But like do something. There's other Cats songs that are a little bit more upbeat that could have been a little more fun. You know.
And at least with the Frozen one, they decorated the stage. Like, I mean, they had something going on. Put some cats on this.
Dirty. That was dirty. Yeah. I'm like, I even wrote there. I'm like, it better kick in a freaking beat. Like, I was waiting. I'm like, beat better drop. The beat better drop, and it never dropped.
Never did.
Womp womp. Taste wins. You knew that Taste was going to win no matter what. Like, I wasn't surprised that she won this. But I thought Sherry took it well, saying that she's never going to let anybody overlook her again. Hopefully she got some confidence. She says, "Oh, rats." Had some black tears, which she's already mentioned that I love I love a good black tears. And every day is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Sherry Valentine. You were one of my favorites. I wish you got more time to shine, but.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I think she would have been an interesting character.
Exactly. I want to see her grow more than something. Well, I like everybody enough, but I could have maybe seen her stay over her sister, maybe. Not really that caring.
Yeah.
But those in the breaks. Do you have any other thoughts about this episode before we talk about what you're wearing on your body?
Oh my! Well, no, I thought it. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad of an episode. I liked episode 1, but I think that's because there was just so much happening in episode 1. I'm excited. I'm still in on this. I think it's great.
Me too. I'm in on it for sure. I really hope that everybody that was on the bottom or didn't have the best critiques will just use that as an opportunity to just step it up a notch. I do feel that are creative enough to be able to like turn out some really interesting creative looks. So I'm definitely here for this season. I'm sad that Sherry's gone. I was also hoping like maybe there's going to be a battle pack or something. So but it didn't seem that way, to be honest.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
I was hoping, but So any last thoughts on your shirt? You're pretty
Yeah. So I mean, as I said a little bit a while ago, I've got Miss Claudia Silva here. She's listening in tonight. Ooh, gosh, there we go. I always forget which way the camera goes. Beautiful shirt. You know, I have to say, doing Drag Race right now, you know, we've got to make sure that we're supporting local artists and talent. You know, this year has been really tough. A lot of people who have small businesses or are performers, you know, they're struggling a little bit. So if you can help them out in any way, I know in Niagara and across Toronto as well, there's a lot of drag queens that have merch that they're selling online. There's even the drag queens on this show. They also have merch. So support your local artists, you know, and let's enjoy it. It's fun. This is a great shirt. It's so much fun. I mean, she looks fantastic on it. She's a wonderful person, Claudia Silva. She has done so much for so many people, very much for young people. She's the leader of Pride Niagara, which is we have a Pride festival. It's wonderful. So check out prideniagara.com. And of course, I know Chantele, you're posting the link to her shirt, to Claudia's shirt. Absolutely. And there's actually there's a second shirt if you want to try a different design as well. But definitely, you know, I say let's support our drag artists.
Sounds good. I'm definitely going to check out that link. So you will find that in the description box below. Yeah, that's all I really have, other than my favorite part is the ticker. please subscribe down over there. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be really amazing. Join us in the comments because we love talking with you guys. We will be back every Thursday for our next recap of Drag Race UK. You'll find us at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and you'll find Reality Phils or Phil at Reality Phils on Twitter. Just help him out over there. There.
We're gonna get to 20 by the end of this season. 20.
We're gonna get to like 21. So please follow us, subscribe, all that jazz, and we love communicating about all things reality TV because we love gossiping about these shows. So join us next week, and unless you have anything else to say, Phil,
we're good.
Oh, it's gonna be my birthday on Monday. So
happy birthday!